Hello everyone, and this is BioPhoenix here, and today I decided to do something different, or just something I haven't done in a very long ass time. That happens to be a collection video, and yes, I do plan on doing this with many of my other systems at the end of the year, but I decided to try out something different, and that happens to be talking about some digital games that I own on my PS3. Because yes, there's a lot of really good digital-only games you can get, or games that are just more easy access, and all that kind of stuff. Like, as you know me, I love my physical stuff, but then there are just some games that will probably never get a physical, or games that are kind of a bitch to get a physical release, so I figured, hey, I'm also do a video talking about some, since, there are definitely some great stuff you can have on here. Alrighty, now, before I begin, there are two things I just want to say right here, is that, first of all, is that I wouldn't be surprised if I got a comment saying, like, you're not using a capture card? Meh. Well, first of all, I have to say about this is that I'm not moving my TV into my bedroom and then same with my PS3 and then hooking the damn things all up together. That's just too much fucking work. And secondly, well, I don't know about you, but can you at least see what's going on the screen here? You got some nice, lovely, like, moon background, then you got, like, 4 file folders with games in them, and, like, as long as you can see what's happening on the screen, and of course, if you can understand what I'm talking about right now, then I don't really see what there is to complain about. So I'm just doing this is because it's just easier that way, and like I said, I just don't see a reason why someone would complain about it unless, they're just total such a, like, high quality horror, but yeah, fuck them anyway. So first things first, let's start talking about the PS3 ones. And just so you know, I actually had to re-download a lot of these from PS Plus because, I actually ran out of PS Plus before, then after I re-got it when I got my PS4, I decided to re-download a lot of these titles again. So yes, as you can see here, this is Double Dragon Neon, and yes, this game is fucking awesome. Like, definitely a really great beat 'em up. Definitely some really cool ass shit. Really can't go wrong with this game. Definitely a really awesome entry to Double Dragon since since this game and the last one, it's been quite some freaking time. Then we got what was that game called? It was called Fatal Interior EX. Yeah, I had to move it up there for a second. I remember getting this game off Plus for free, like, years ago, but I don't ever remember playing it, like, at all. It kind of looks like F-Zero. In fact, it's actually developed by Koei, which is kind of interesting, because I don't think they've ever made a racing game like this, kind of like has, like, the F-Zero or Wipeout feel to it. So eventually, I should definitely check this game out. It definitely does seem like a pretty fun racing game, and I do believe that it is on the 360 as well, so there is that, which is pretty cool. But yeah, definitely gotta get around to playing that one. The Simpsons Arcade game. Another really awesome arcade beat 'em up. In fact, this was actually one of the first arcade games I ever played, at least as far back as I can remember. It was one of the first ones. It was either this, or it was Bubble Bobble, or it might have been, I can't remember, but either way though, it's definitely a classic beat 'em up game that we actually didn't get onto a console port until, like, much later on, until this one, so yeah, definitely awesome one to have. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, another really good beat 'em up. I guess you can say I love beat 'em ups, but although that shouldn't be a surprise. But yes, this is definitely a really good one. Has a lot of good charm, and I actually do kind of like the movie. I mean, yeah, it's dumb as fuck, but it is pretty funny at some times. But I don't know, this game is actually pretty awesome though. Definitely love it a whole bunch. It's like basically like River City Ransom in a lot of ways. Yakuza 5. As you know, this game was on free for Plus last month, no, month before, I think. I can't remember. But basically, yes, I had to download this because it was free, and also, I love the Yakuza games, at least the ones that I played, which is 2, 3, and Dead Souls. And I haven't got around to playing this one yet, though, but I do have it for whenever I do want to play it, and, well, it should definitely be an interesting one. Galaga Legends or Legions XD. This is actually a pretty good one. It's like Galaga, but like a fairly trippy looking shooter, and it's a lot of fun. I don't really have much complaints about it there, but it's basically a lot like the PacMan one, which I also do have coming up eventually. Chivalry, Medieval Warfare. This is actually a pretty cool game. Yes, it is an online-only game, and as you know, I don't play a lot of these all the time, but this is actually a pretty cool one. I do believe it's a mod of another game. I can't remember what the game that it's a mod of, though, but yeah, basically it was mostly a PC game, and yes, I wouldn't mind trying to get this one on PC eventually there, but it is actually really fun. I do like the fact that it's like a first-person shooter, but instead of like, shooting people, you're using swords, unless you're using the crossbow or bow and arrow or whatever. But yeah, this is actually a pretty fun game. I actually really like the uniqueness of it. Duke Nukem 3D, Megaton Edition. This is actually a pretty fun Duke Nukem game. Not a whole lot I can say about it since, Duke Nukem is, well, a classic by all means, so yeah, it's fucking awesome, and hail to the king, baby. Geometry Wars 3, Dimensions. This is also a really awesome game. I remember playing the Geometry Wars on the Xbox at a friend's place, and I really loved it. This is basically exactly like that, but a lot better and a lot more like stuff to do, so and a lot more game modes, so yeah, definitely a really awesome game to have. Slenderman, The Arrival, and yeah, this game is, like, I will say, the atmosphere of it is really cool, but, the gameplay is kind of boring. I mean, yes, it was that whole, like, Slender, like, trending thing that happened years ago, but I don't know, like, like I said, like atmosphere-wise, it is really cool and interesting, but the gameplay is kind of, like, but, I don't know, it was interesting. I do like the set pieces that they had, though. Yu-Gi-Oh! Millennium Duels. It's like a Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game. As you know, I used to be a huge fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! I still like it, it's just I don't like it as much as before. I don't know, I just kind of got tired of it there, but, it's good old, like, classic fun shit. Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. Probably my favorite Far Cry game ever. Like, I swear, like, this is, like, better than, like, any of the other Far Cry games I ever played. I even like it better than regular 3. I know some people are going to disagree with that, and that's totally fine. But, yeah, I just loved, like, everything about this game. It was totally 80s, and it was totally over the top, with, like, killing the dragons, and then there's a lot of funny-ass dialogue. I just loved it. Dragon Fantasy Book 1. I haven't played a lot of this game, but from what I have played of it, it seemed very Dragon Quest-like, which is, is a good thing. I like that, and of course it has a lot of humor to it. It's very much a parody of itself, which is pretty funny, but yeah, I remember you're using, like, a bald dude in the game, and, like, of course he makes, like, bald puns out of him. It's kind of funny, but yeah, it's not bad, though. Dynasty Warriors 7 Empires. This is a game I would have gotten physically normally, but it didn't get a physical release over here. It did in Europe and in Japan, so I was like, fuck it, I'll get it on here. But yes, as you know, I'm a huge fan of the Warriors games, and the Empire series is definitely a really awesome one, though, I will say, because it's more than just like a hack and slash. It's also more of like a strategy game on the side, too, and there's lots of different creativity stuff you can do, which is pretty great. So yeah, I definitely do want to get the 8th one there. Just haven't got around to it. Doom Classic Complete. This is basically comes with like all like the Doom games in one, and it even has some like fan-made levels, which is pretty cool. So yeah, nothing much I can say here that hasn't already been said before, much like in Duke Nukem, but yeah, Doom's fucking awesome. Guilty Gear XXA Core Plus. This is basically like the remake of the PS2 game, but, with online play and all that kind of stuff. Really awesome fighting series. I always enjoyed Guilty Gear, mostly for, its music, its, like, atmosphere, or, like, the graphic style, I should say, and, the characters, all awesome shit. Retro City Rampage. This is another really awesome game. It's like basically like GTA 1, but in like 8-bit style, and there's like a lot of like funny-ass references and all that kind of stuff. It's really good and really enjoyable. I should actually try putting that onto my Vita, because I think it was a cross-buy, if I remember correctly. Sonic Adventure 2, I mainly bought this because it was really cheap, and, I like Sonic. I always found, like, the Adventure series was pretty good. Sure, this one was a little bit, like, not as good as the first one in some ways, but, I don't know, I still think it is pretty enjoyable. Monster World 4, really awesome game that we never got over here originally, but yeah, this is definitely a really awesome Monster World game, although they didn't call it Wonder Boy because, you're not using a boy, but yeah, definitely a really good action platformer kind of thing with some RPG elements. Wonder Boy and Monsterland. This is a really good game. I remember I used to play the hell out of the Master System one years and years ago, and yeah, it's definitely pretty nice to have this on here. But because yeah, it's basically exactly like Monsterland 4. Alex Kidd in Miracle World. I was actually playing this on my Master System not too long ago, so I don't know. It's actually a pretty good game. It is very fucking hard, especially like the bosses are kind of lame because you got to play rock paper scissors. But I don't know. It's a pretty good platformer. It's not like the best thing ever, but it's pretty good. I do like the graphics though. Warriors Orochi 3, just like Dynasty Warriors 7, this one did not get a physical release over here, at least for PS3. 360 got one, I believe, though, but, yeah, I actually really like this one a lot. You know, it's probably one of my favorite Dynasty Warrior games, or Warriors games in general, mainly because it's, like, you know, shitload of characters and pretty amusing story, and just a lot of badass shit going on, and I just loved it a whole lot. In fact, I actually got a platinum in that game, and man, that took forever, but it was definitely worth it. Mega Man 10. Unfortunately, I don't have 9, but I do have 10, and this is actually a really good one. Definitely pretty awesome of Capcom for them to make an 8-bit Mega Man game again, and unfortunately, it'll probably be the last one for a while, but I still think it's a really awesome game, though. Definitely can't go wrong here. Final Fight Double Impact. This is basically Final Fight, and it also comes with Magician Lord, I think it's called. I forget. It's a Capcom game that where you're going through like a bunch of different floors and shit. It's actually really good though, but really hard at times. But yeah, Final Fight though is definitely a beat 'em up that you can't go wrong with. That's awesome. Sonic CD is, you know, it's Sonic CD, a really good, another Sonic game there that I really like a lot, especially for its music. In fact, in this one, you can actually change the music from either Japanese or English. I prefer the English soundtrack personally, but that's probably has to do with the fact that I played the hell out of it on the GameCube, but the Japanese one still has some pretty cool songs, though. Mortal Kombat Arcade Collection, you know, not much I can say here, because, you know, Mortal Kombat is pretty fucking great, and, you know, it's basically all three of the arcade games in one, so can't go wrong there either. Call of Duty Classic, yeah, I'm pretty sure you probably already know this already, but yes, I do enjoy Call of Duty to an extent. I mean, I do like the older ones quite a bit, and, you know, this is like the very first one, but redone on PS3 and 360, and I think it was also on PC as well. I think they did it, or maybe they already had it on there, fuck it, I can't remember, but either way, though, it's actually a pretty cool game, and of course, it's a really good entry, and, well, I just think it's just a lot of fun. Space Invaders Infinite Gen. This is actually a really awesome Space Invaders game. I know Black Metal Gamer did a pretty fun review and play on it, so yeah, it's one of those games where it's kind of like a shoot 'em up, but at the same time, there's also a game mode where you can like play your own music, and it's like determines how like the beats go. It's really interesting, and it's a lot of fun. Wizardry: The Labyrinth of Lost Souls. Oh man. This is a game that will fucking kick your ass. Like, this game might actually be, like, the hardest RPG I ever played. Like, I'm not even fucking kidding. Like, I can't even get past, like, the first fucking dungeon. That's, like, how fucking, like, brutal this game is. But if you do like really challenging shit, this is definitely going to be for you. But for me, I really do want to like it, but at the same time, it's just fucking, like, insanely hard. I don't know, maybe I'm just fucking dumb, but either way, though, it definitely does have a really cool art style, though. Acceleration of Sugery EX edition. This is basically like a fighting game mixed with like, I want to say like a bullet hell, but at the same time I don't know if that would be accurate, but it's actually pretty fun. It's quite enjoyable. I mean, it's very short, but it's pretty fun though. Tetris. I mean, can I really say anything different about Tetris, and do I need to explain it to you? I mean, I don't know. Okay, fuck it, whatever. Sonic the Hedgehog 4, Episode 1. This is actually a pretty decent game. I know a lot of people said it was, like, completely awful, but I don't know. I think it's somewhat enjoyable. I mean, it's definitely better than a lot of the other shitty Sonic games that were on the PS3. At least, you know, I'm referring to, like, you know, like Sonic 06. But, yeah, it's not bad. PacMan Championship Edition XD Plus. Awesome Pac-Man game. I definitely love it a whole bunch. Really trippy. I love the fact you can like customize like the way how the board looks. Just a lot of fun shit here. Crescent Pale Mist. This was a game at the time where I knew like next to nothing about it, but I bought it because it looked really cool. And it's pretty much like a Metroidvania game, but it's also really fucking hard as hell. I only got to like the fourth stage in the game and I got lost, and then I just said fuck it. It is pretty good, but like I said, it is very difficult, and of course, like, there are some things about it that kind of bugged me, but I don't know, I haven't played in, like, such a long-ass time, though, but I definitely should try and play it again and maybe do a review on it or something, because, I don't know, it's a game that not many people talk about, but it's not bad, though. Then there's Wolfenstein 3D, and yes, I have my, I'm sure you noticed there, but I have my TV on mute, so, like, the sound isn't blasting through, but the music that plays in the background here is really funny. It sounds like thinking music to me, where it's like, yeah, I don't know, I just had to do that, but yeah, there's nothing much I can say about Wolfenstein 3D, it's a classic. Then there's Battlefield 1943, which is, an awesome, like, Battlefield game. I definitely like this one a whole bunch, especially, like, killing people with a wrench, because why the fuck not? And, yeah, it's actually pretty enjoyable. I don't know if it's still online or not, but it is actually a pretty good online-only game there. Alright, so now we're going to be talking about the minis, and there's only 2 of them on here. I do have 3, but I just never got around to re-downloading it there, but fuck it, whatever. So this one right here is Cannonbolt. It's basically like an endless runner game. It's very, like a mobile game like. I don't know, it's not bad for what it is. I mean, it's amusing. Then we got the Impossible game. This game is actually pretty fun and addicting, and of course it has some really awesome music, and it can be very frustrating, but I was actually able to beat a couple of the levels. The one level I was never able to beat was that, I forget what the level's called, but it's the last one there. That level was fucking, like, just annoying as fuck. But, me and my friends actually used to play the hell out of this game, just taking turns with the controller, and it was just a hell of a good time. So now, let's talk about some PS2 games. So first, we have Capcom vs. SNK 2, Mark of the Millennium 2001. I'm trying to remember. I think this was the one I used to play in the arcade a lot, and I remember it being a hell of a good time. But, yeah, I definitely can't go wrong with some Capcom vs. SNK. I would love for them to make a new one, though, but I don't know if it'll ever happen there. But, either way, though, this is definitely a really awesome one, and unfortunately, I was never able to find it, and once it was on sale, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna buy it. And yes, I have remembered playing this one a bit there, but I forget if it was the original arcade one that was the one that I played. Then we got God Hand. This is another one of those games that's like insanely hard to find, and even when you do find it, it's like kind of expensive. But yeah, this is actually a pretty wacky beat 'em up that's very enjoyable. It's from Capcom, and yeah, there's just a lot of like over the top crazy shit going on, but it definitely is worth playing. Then we got a long ass title, and that's Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoner Raidu Kuzunoha versus the Soulless Army. Yes, I'm not even kidding. You can probably see the writing of it, like, right there. But, yeah, this is actually a really awesome game. I know I'm a huge fan of the Shin Megami Tensei series, so that should probably come to no surprise. But, no, I think this is actually a really good, little series they had where, you use Raidu, who is, like, an awesome, like, cop guy who can, like, he uses a sword and summon demons, and you can shoot stuff. It's pretty much like an action RPG, which is really awesome. And you gotta, like, solve clues and stuff. I really liked it a whole lot. Just, I don't know, I should get the second one at some point. Then the last one on here happens to be a part of one of my favorite series, and that's Trapped. And yes, I don't need to say much about this game, because I've already talked about this game, like, quite enough. But yes, I fucking love this game. Alright, now these are my PS1 games, and the first one here is, yes, it's a Japanese game, and that's Sonic Wings Special. Now, I did do a review of the Saturn version, but the PS1 version is pretty much exactly the same thing, but I had to get it off here because, well, it's an awesome fucking shoot 'em up, and I just love it a whole bunch. Next up we have is Final Fantasy V. I did have this on my system before, but then I deleted it since, I ran out of Plus, but I re-downloaded it ever since I got it back, and it's an awesome Final Fantasy entry, but it is also fucking hard as hell, but I really do like the job system. The job system was really awesomely done, it's just, can be a very frustrating game at times. Then we got Technologyception, which, as again, I don't really need to say a whole lot about it because it's one of my favorite series ever, so yeah, this game is just awesome, and I'm very happy that they finally put this game on PSN because, well, I've been asking for it for a long-ass time, and, well, I just love it a whole bunch. Yeah, I'd say so much things about that series. Then there's Jumping Flash. This is actually a pretty cool platformer. It was actually very, very early released on the PS1, and I never actually see it around, but I decided to get off here because it was on sale, and, well, it's just a really fun platformer, and, of course, the music in the game is really awesome. I really love the boss theme in the game, too. That song's just badass. Then we got Tomba, which is, as again, another pretty expensive PS1 game, and it was on sale on here, and I was like, yeah, definitely gonna get this. And it's a pretty decent 2.5D platformer. Like, it's a lot like Pandemonium, which is a game I don't have on here, but I have played it before. But yeah, it's pretty enjoyable, very colorful, and all that kind of stuff. Sudoku 2, another very expensive PS1 game, and I haven't even touched this one yet, but I really do want to play it because a lot of people say it's like one of the best ones in the series, but I just haven't gotten around to it. But I have played the first one, though, and I did find the first one was pretty good, so I definitely am looking forward to this for whenever I can. Shadow Tower, and yes, this was the exact one that I used for my review of that game, and, well, yeah, I said the game wasn't all that great, but I know a lot of people like shitted on my review on that, and that's totally fine. I mean, I kind of get where they're coming from, but at the same time, it's like, it feels like a rushed version of Kingsfield, and that was really my complaint about it, was that it just felt really rushed, and it also felt like, like the hit detection in that game was like way worse than like anything that Kingsfield has ever done, so, and considering the time when this game came out, you'd think it would be better, but nope. I don't know, it's at least worth playing just for, like, the horror aspect of it there, and of course, at least it is easy access now that it's on PSN, because this game, getting a physical copy of it is at least, like, $40 to $50, so, yeah, it's worth getting it on here if you do want to at least try it. Mega Man X4, really awesome Mega Man X game. I've always wanted to play this one ever since I heard about that it had like the anime cutscenes, because the cutscenes in this game actually do look really, really good for the time, and this version is just really good, awesome. Can't really complain there. Sayuki Journey West, this was another game where, I bought it off PSN just so I can review it, because someone actually requested it to me, and, well, I ended up really enjoying this game a hell of a lot. Definitely a lot of good times here. It's a tactical RPG, it is very much exactly like a clone of, Final Fantasy Tactics, but more of a, Journey to the West style to it, which, I liked, and, I don't know, I think this is a really enjoyable game. I really liked it a hell of a lot. Front Mission 3, another really good tactical RPG. As again, this is one that I bought because someone requested it to me, and well, it's definitely a really awesome tactical RPG. And I haven't actually finished it though, but I did play a hell lot of it there. And yeah, this game is really, really fucking long, but it's actually really good. I should eventually finish it there. I forget how many hours I put into it. Oh god. Motherfucking Cho and Nikki. Definitely, like, the greatest fucking game you'll ever play in your life. I mean, seriously, like, it's like the best shoot-'em-up ever, where you're flying around as, like, naked dudes shooting at, like, the most fucked up shit in the world, and... Okay, the game's alright. It's not bad, it's just really fucking crazy. Damn you. Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back. I used to have this game years ago, but I have no idea what the fuck happened to it, and never been able to find a copy of it since, but I downloaded it off here because, it was on sale one time, and I was like, hell yeah. And also, it's the one I have the most nostalgia for. This one and the third one, but I didn't get the third one for some whatever reason. I think it was because I was running out of money or something, I can't remember. But either way, though, definitely a really awesome platformer on PlayStation. Darkstalkers 3, a really awesome fighting series from Capcom. I do believe they did make another one that was kind of updated-ish, but I don't know, I haven't actually played that one though. But this is actually a pretty enjoyable one though. I definitely do love the characters that they have in there because they're all like mystical stuff. Final Fantasy Origins, this is basically Final Fantasy 1 and 2 remake, and well, I love Final Fantasy 1 a whole bunch, mainly because it was the first one I ever played in the series, and number 2 it's okay. I think it's better on the PSP, but this version is kind of like, okay, I guess, I don't know. But, yeah, I don't know, it's just one of those things. Parasite Eve 2, I only played very little of this one, and it is good, but I do prefer the first one more, but this one is actually pretty enjoyable, though. I do find the setting in this one is kind of interesting. It's all in, like, the Wild West sort of thing, so, yeah, definitely a pretty interesting one, and unfortunately, apparently, the third birthday, like, really sucked the shitter, but, I don't know. We'll have to see what they do. Castlevania, Castlevania, Sympathy of the Night, and, well, badass fucking game right here. Definitely, like, an awesome favorite of mine, and of course, you just really can't go wrong with it. Silent Hill, another really awesome game that Konami made that will probably never see the light of day again, but yeah, I can't go wrong here. Definitely love this one a whole bunch, has a really awesome atmosphere, and I even love the movie, but yeah, that's a whole other story there, but yeah, anyways, there's not a whole lot I can say that hasn't already been said before. Xenogears, oh man, this game is fucking awesome. This is a game I really wanted to get a physical release of, and I would love to get one eventually there, but I'm settling with this for now. This is totally fine. In fact, I really need to get this one on my Vita, because it would seem very perfect for that, but yeah, definitely love this game a whole bunch. Story is, like, phenomenal, music's amazing, characters really good, and yeah, there's nothing that can go wrong with this game. At least if you're a huge fan of RPGs, anyway. Vagrant Story, oh man, I'm gonna get so much shit comments on this. I mean, I don't think this game is bad, but I really had a hard time really getting into this one, because I bought this game off PSN because I never heard of it before, and the cover that they showed looked really cool, and the description that you see right here, where it's like, Ashley Riot is accused of murdering a duke, but did he really do it? Find out as you play as Ashley and live out his life the week leading to the murder. Well, you see, like, that sounds fucking great, but when I played it there, I had, like, no idea what the fuck I was doing, and I don't know, it was really hard for me to get into it there, but I do want to try it again, and of course, because I do have it on here, I can try it again whenever the hell I want, but, yeah, I'm sorry, guys, though, but, maybe eventually I might like it there, but you never know. And lastly, we have Medieval, awesome, like, action game that's basically, like, it's pretty much a lot like Ghosts and Goblins, but not nearly as fucking hard, but, it is definitely a really enjoyable game, and of course, I find Sir Daniel is just a badass guy. Very crazy looking, but as you know, I'm fucking crazy too, so it's basically perfect. So, yeah, definitely a really awesome game that I don't actually have it on disc, but I'm settling with this for now. Definitely a really good-ass game. And I used to have Final Fantasy VII on here, but I deleted it ever since I got it off, PS4's PSN. But, yeah, I do have that too. It just normally be underneath there, but, yeah. So, that's basically all the PS3 digital games that I have, and, well, yeah, I'm definitely pretty happy with what I have. Of course, there are some that I don't have on here that I would love to get eventually there. I know there's Grandia, which I would love to get, but just haven't gotten around to it, but, yeah, anyways, so that will be the first collection video of the year, and I figured I'm also start off with this, and I know the other ones I'm going to have are probably going to be quite a bit longer, but you never know, but that will happen in December, so yes, in case you're wondering, I'm going to be doing the rest of my collection videos in December, and, well, it's definitely going to be a very interesting time, so with that being said, thanks for watching and commenting, and have yourselves a great day.